mother had been dead for 5 days, but her son firmly believed she was still alive. When the paramedics arrived, a strong stench of decay hit them.
She did.
The man anxiously questioned why they weren't saving her.
I'm so sorry. Your mother's gone.
What does that mean, gone?
She's passed away.
He stubbornly claimed his mother was just resting. The paramedics suspected the man had mental issues and requested the dispatch center to send a coroner and a psychologist. At that moment, the man suddenly pulled out a knife.
Help her! That is your job!
The paramedics followed the man's lead, pretended to check her pulse, and brought out a defibrillator, claiming they needed to remove her clothes, and asked the man to turn around. As the man turned around and pleaded with them to save his mother.
Trevor?
A team member quickly grabbed the knife. The man's initial reaction was still concern for his mother's condition.
There isn't anything anyone can do for her now.
I promised to take care of her.
And you did. You fought for her.
For him, perhaps it wasn't about not understanding what death was. He simply couldn't accept that he no longer had a mother. The woman had just gotten up.
My face is off!
The firefighters helped her flip her face back and then applied ice packs to prevent it from falling off again. The hot chick, nearing 40, insisted on looking 18, so she went to an underground clinic. The plastic surgeon put her under anesthesia. She closed her eyes, hoping that when she opened them again, she would see her 18-year-old self. However, when the woman opened her eyes again, she found all the doctors had passed out on the ground, and her face skin had already been cut open. Firefighters in protective gear rushed in. Suspecting a gas leak, the woman on the operating table was calling for help, a large piece of skin cut off from her neck. The firefighters told the woman not to move, but she sat up directly, only for the cut-off skin to fall off. The firefighters quickly tended to the woman. After calming her down, they began investigating why the doctors had passed out. It turned out there was a leak in the anesthesia pipeline. At this point, the woman no longer hoped to look 18. She just wanted to return to her original appearance. The woman held onto her lottery ticket and made a wish, hoping to become instantly wealthy. Next moment, money actually started raining down from the sky. Everyone began frantically grabbing for the cash. Suddenly, a person fell from the sky and landed on a car. The firefighters quickly arrived at the scene. The man who fell from the building was a billionaire. He felt hopeless about life and jumped from the 20th floor after exhausting all his wealth. But miraculously, he was still alive. He only had open leg fractures, with his spine and other parts undamaged. Even firefighters found it unbelievable.
Ma'am, you said you saw him fall? How did he land?
Feet first.
The man cursed himself as a failure, unable to even die from jumping off a building, saying he would use his head next time. His wife divorced him, son hated him, and only friends sued him. The firefighters saying at least he still had money. The man replied that it was the money that ruined his life. The woman nearby curiously asked where his money came from.
I won the lottery.
The woman took out her lottery ticket and decisively tore it apart, scattering it into the air. The man suddenly looked pained. He got his biceps stuck. The fire brigade arrived at the scene, and the man appeared to be in extreme pain. They speculated it was extreme hyponatremia, which caused muscle spasms.
When was the last time you had any fluids?
Yesterday afternoon.
Flush yourself out for the competition today?
And for the weigh-ins to make the veins pop.
Well, you are definitely popping.
Due to dehydration, his potassium and sodium levels had dropped to the lowest point, making him unable to move. But before replenishing his electrolytes, the captain asked him to honestly admit if he had taken any medication. The man firmly denied using any steroids. The captain realized there was a camera nearby, so the man dared not tell the truth. So he found an excuse to dismiss the reporters.
I just need you to know that if you're not being straight with me, we start giving you saline and you have been dosing, your kidneys could start to fail, okay? And that'll be on you.
I'm on steroids.
Okay, that's better. You taking anything else?
I took diuretic last night to shed some water weight.
And that was the reason for his low blood pressure. They lifted the man onto a stretcher and took him to the hospital. A Humvee suddenly fell from the sky. Just moments ago, the man was building a slide. The handsome neighbor became angry upon seeing it because the slide encroached on his property. The man offered to let the guy's grandson come over and play.
My grandkids are in college. Move it!
The guy noticed something seemed to be falling down. He tried to run but accidentally stumbled, and the Humvee falling from the sky hit him directly. The military explained that their Humvee had accidentally dropped from an aircraft. The rescue team arrived quickly and found the guy trapped underneath. Luckily, he was still alive but unable to move. Examination revealed severe leg fractures, requiring immediate treatment. They used parachutes and a ladder truck to hoist the Humvee up while firefighters took the opportunity to pull the guy out. The guy couldn't believe that the dock slide had saved his life. The man said he would rebuild one, but the guy told him firmly that this time he couldn't encroach on the property line anymore.
Just go, baby!
couple had just bought a sports car. Next moment, they along with the car were buried under several tons of cow dung. When the firefighters arrived at the scene, instead of rushing to rescue them, they stood by and laughed. The captain even mocked them.
Mrs. Gerald, as I live and breathe.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
It turned out that the money this couple used to buy the car was obtained through online scams. A few months ago, the woman reported that her house had been stolen. When the operator asked her where she was, she said she wasn't sure. It turned out that she was going through a divorce. The house was their only property. Her husband took advantage of her sleeping to drive the house away. The man was speeding at 160 miles per hour on the highway. Just a bump. The makeshift house would fall apart, but the man refused to stop. The dispatch center called in a helicopter. A firefighter broke through the roof of the house from above. The woman immediately demanded to know who would compensate for the broken skylight. A pedestrian overpass 1 kilometer ahead. The entire house would be destroyed, but the woman stubbornly refused to leave, vowing to defend her property to the death. Firefighter told her that she only had 60 seconds left to live. The woman finally cooperated with the rescue. Helicopter quickly lifted them up. The tow truck was getting closer to the overpass, but the driver showed no sign of slowing down. A few days later, the woman decided to sue the firefighter.
She's a crazy lady, Cap!
The couple demanded that she publicly apologize online and raise $750,000 for rebuilding their house. They knew that the firefighter was an internet celebrity with 5 million followers. If she didn't agree, she would risk losing her job. After receiving the money, the couple didn't rush to buy a new house. Instead, they went and bought a sports car. Karma soon caught up with them. The man's hand suddenly went out of control.
It's not me!
Oh, it's me!
In that moment, the firefighter was in extreme pain. Back to just now, the man confidently delivered a speech on stage. As the speech reached a crucial moment, his right hand suddenly lost control, even began to attack himself incessantly. Seeing the situation on the scene, the experienced firefighters were also very puzzled.
I think he's suffering from alien hand syndrome, Cap.
The team doctor concluded that there might be a problem with the man's brain, but what puzzled the firefighters was that the man's hand was full of strength. 2 firefighters couldn't control the man. Suddenly,
Okay. I got you, Buck.
It's not me!
It's me!
at a critical moment, a teammate injected the man with an anesthetic. To protect certain parts of others from being threatened, the crowd firmly restrained the man's hands. A large number of crickets crawled out of the man's mouth. His airway was blocked. Firefighters quickly attached a respirator. This was a bug-eating contest, the grand prize being a giant lizard and $500, but when the firefighters arrived, he refused treatment, thinking he could still continue the contest, yet he collapsed before finishing his sentence. Chest compressions by the firefighters were futile. His airway was completely blocked. The team doctor took out pliers and forcefully pried open the man's mouth, extracting the bodies of each insect one by one. After some resuscitation efforts, the man was revived. He lamented that if he hadn't accidentally choked, he would have surely won. A beautiful woman nearby loudly mocked the man. The next moment,
Oh, roaches! Yes!